Good evening everyone and welcome to the Inter-Team battle. Yes, don't adjust your screens at all. I forgot to mention this at the end of TTL F2 last night. Welcome to Team TTG, the main team, versus Team TTG Academy, the Academy team. And we are here tonight for what promises to be a very good night of racing. We have got both Academy and main team going up against each other here tonight, and I'm sure we will see some good racing. The format for tonight, very simple: multiplayer car, one-shot qualifying, 25%. Hopefully both cars are different livery so I can tell which one is which. And we've got the majority of the TTG drivers here tonight. As opposed to a 10v10, I think it is going to be an 8v8 here tonight as a result of a couple of drivers not putting their names down within our main team or within our academy. So, I'm sure you guys want to hear the drivers that you are going to be seeing here tonight. For Team TTG main team, it is Vaporon, Asheen, TTG Toxic, TTG Siege, Carlspur, TTG Honey, 777 Professional, one of our Project Cars 2 drivers, and Carlsbury. They are the 8 up and running for Team TTG. And for Team TTG Academy, it is TTG Maze, TTG Conti, TTG Maximus, TTG Storm, TTG Kiki, Lighty, TTG Mashiro, and TTG Sean. Yes, a lot of TTGs in there, and I'm sure I'm just going to refer to most of the guys by their second name within the team. So, just to judge by what is happening here tonight, as I say, one-shot qualifying, 25%. As I say, don't adjust your screens at all. This is pre-planned, and we are here tonight, and I'm going to be broadcasting you through. And of course, if you're not aware of who I am, I'm literally appear on this channel pretty much every day now. I'm James Head, going to be taking you through the stream here tonight. We have got the Circuit Paul Ricard from France, and then we've got the Sochi Autodrome from Russia as well. France, by the way, in real life Formula 1, set to be the first round of the championship for Formula 1 2020. Hopefully all being well, and hopefully the pandemic over by then. The coronavirus pandemic, of course, still causing sporting mayhem. Mayhem really to the sporting calendar, no matter what you see and what you get. Hopefully everyone is staying safe. Hopefully as everyone is tuning in from the comfort of their own home, and they've got their popcorn at there and the alcoholic drink at the ready as well for tonight. So, let me run you through then. It is 8 o'clock the start time, of course, here on the 8th of April 2020. We've got round 1 in France and round 2 in Russia. Point system, if you're very familiar with the mini league point system, well, it's exactly the same as that. So first place will get 25 points, second place will get 20, and third place will get 22 for second, and third will get 20 points. Fourth will get 18, and then at 16 down to 1, from 5th down to 20th, so you can probably appreciate what points go for what position. So 5th gets 16, 6th gets 15, 7th gets 14, etc, etc, before we get down to the final point scoring position, which is P20. All of these guys, and this team event is going to really, I think, post a really good viewing, hopefully, for you guys here tonight. And again, this was a pre-planned event. I forgot certainly to advertise it over the streams of TTL F2, especially last night. So it is due to be a 10v10. The drivers I've already read out as an 8v8 as opposed. One-shot qualifying, 25%. The safety car is off. Clear weather, strict corner cutting, formation lap is on, damage is on full, and we are using the multiplayer cars. And just to point out which team is going to be in which car, I've been reliably informed that the red car will be for the Team TTG main team, so that'll be the likes of Vaporon, Asheen, and Toxic running that, and the blue will be for TTG Academy. So just to confirm about that, that is how we have got planned tonight. So TTG Academy getting the blue car here tonight. So, we're here in France, of course, a very familiar track. I covered this, I think, at the weekend for League of Europe Formula 2. I covered it on Monday, so there's a very new, it's not a very new track to me in terms of commentating. 2 DRS zones, one down the start-finish straight, one down the Mistral straight, the first half of the Mistral straight, between turn 7 and turn 8, and that is down towards the hairpin out on track. And then we've got a very technical first and middle sector. First and final sector, I should say. Turns 3, 4 and 5 will be the difference between you winning or losing out on track tonight. And turns 12 and 13 especially are very technical, and the hairpin at turn 11. There are plenty of opportunities for overtaking here in France as well. Obviously down the start finish straight. I've seen moves down into turn 7 before actually out on this track, and into turn 5 as well. Down into the chicane Nord, and then through turn 10. Normally when you see a move around the outside of turn, is normally around the outside of turn 10 as opposed to the inside, because the camber of the corner obviously flicks out from the right hand side to the left hand side, given the nature of the corner through turn 10. As you can hear, beeping going off there, and we are getting ready to go for this one-shot qualifying here in France. And we will go aboard, of course, with the driver that automatically the game chooses out on track. Really looking forward to this. As I say, I've progressed it as an inter-team battle. Looking at some of the comments then, good evening to everyone that is tuning in. Maze is a sheep, says Darkbolt. That is a fantastic comment, I think, to start us off here tonight. Mashiro saying, can't we switch tracks real quick? Sadly not. It's France and Russia. You get what you're given, I'm afraid. 007 Professional saying, change France, I can't really drive the track. Hopefully, of course. Just remember, it is a team event and point scoring positions are out there. The only driver, by the way, that I forgot to mention that is not making it here tonight, I've been reliably informed, is Asheen. So Asheen, one driver down for the Team TTG main team out on track. So they're down to 7. The Academy guys up to 8. So 8 drivers for the Academy, 7 drivers for the main team. And I think Asheen had a 100% race around Monaco. To be honest, France is an easier track. I don't know why he would choose to that. Storm was saying blue is best. Blue is best, and what a mood, says Toxic. Well, hopefully we're going to see some good racing out on track tonight, and of course it is in the spirit of fair play between the guys out on track. You should see a majority of the clean racing. If I've got to be honest, Calspo I think might just dominate this. We go on board though with TTG Storm in the blue coloured Academy car, and there's the track map up as he comes down towards turn 1. The Storm coming down towards turn 1, Machine Calspo, Toxic well up there. There's going to be a lot of changes though to the order, as you can appreciate. Storm through an 11th position, now jumping up into 9th. He's on a set of soft compound of tyres. Everyone, in fact, on a set of softs. Key has retired from the session early. Now through turns 3 and 4, and now Storm into turn 5 and towards the end of the first sector, which comes literally after this corner here. The 25.1 from Storm. Probably the quicker guys would be setting around a 20.9, I'm thinking, sub-24s. Sub-25, I should say. Now down the Mistral straight. Now down towards turns 8 and 9. Out on track, the chicane Nord, this is called. Very much braking. Just off the 100 metre board. Got to make the car turn in. Very nice there. Don't want to catch the curve on the inside. The sausage curve on the inside. It can spin the car. Storm though going uphill towards turn 10. This is flat normally in Formula 1. We'll see. And I'll shut up for a minute, as he does take a flat out through there. So Storm really getting on the power through there. Now towards turn 11. Now into turn 12, which is a very tricky corner. Turn 12 actually just ahead, so that is a double right-handed corner. 180 degree hairpin. Now through turns 12 and 13. And run up towards turn 14 and 15. The little kink now dragging us towards the final 2 corners. Remember, the new pit lane has been featured in the game. Recently added an update, of course. Storm coming through the final corner, and he is going to be finishing, I think, P10 out on track. It is Calsper, though, who takes it just about from Toxic. Very close then between Calsper and Toxic. And I will read out, of course, in terms of the team standings, how these guys have got on within qualifying as well. But a 1, 2, 3, 4 for Team TTG main team. It's Calsper taking it from Toxic in 2nd, Vaporon in 3rd, Carlsbury in 4th, Lighty, best of the Academy guys, in 5th, with Siege in 6th for the main team, Honey Badger in 7th for the main team, Sean in 8th for the main team. You can probably appreciate where this is going. In 9th, Sean for the Academy team, Storm in 9th for the Academy team, Mashiro in 10th for the Academy team, Maximus in 11th for the Academy team, Conti in 12th for the Academy team, 007 Professional in 13th for the main team, and Maze in 14th for the Academy team. Key, the only one not to set a lap time out on track. So, hopefully that's giving you a bit of an indicator as to what is going to happen here. The main team, I think, have got a distinct advantage going in towards the first race here tonight. And, of course, we do have, I think, 13 laps, if I'm not mistaken, around here in France. So we are going to get a fantastic bout of action. Of course, if you do want to predict who is going to win out of our two teams here tonight, do let us know in the comments section, and do like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and tick that notification bell while you're at it as well, because we are going to be here, I think, for a long time to come, especially in terms of the lockdown scenario. And I'm sure that the lockdown in Britain certainly is going to continue for at least another 3 weeks, is what I've heard. So it's best to stay indoors, it's best to watch some great esports action, and it's great to watch us here at TTTV as well. So then, about to start the formation lap, you can see the colour-coded cars, the red and the blue, out on track, and the front four, of course, are of the Team TTG main team. 13 laps down the way, the drivers out on track. Looking at the strategies then, this is what I like to do on the formation lap. Have a look at the strategies and predict when the guys are going to pit. With a 25% race, it doesn't really matter what strategy you go on, to be honest. You're not really going to lose much time in terms of any strategy. Calspur, the top 10 obviously qualifying on a set of soft compound of tyres, so they're staying as a set of soft compound of tyres. Professional and Key looking like for one for the main team, one for the academy team, going on a set of medium compound of tyres. Now those set of mediums are fresher and they will last a lot longer in the session, so expect Professional and Key probably to pit around lap 8, judging if they have no contact out on track. I think they will pit around lap 8. The guys in a fresh set of soft could probably last to around lap 6, lap 7, and then pit in. The guys who have qualified on the set of soft compound of tyres will only last about 4 or 5 laps, and then they will begin probably to pit in. Normally 8 or 9, normally it's about 7 or 8 laps in terms of a softs to medium strategy around here. In terms of mediums to softs, it's about a 5 lap strategy on the set of softs towards the end of the race. I've just put on my light, by the way, to really get us in the mood, because it is going to turn into darkness very soon indeed. The supermoon, of course, last night here in Britain. And Calspur leads us then through turn 12. I'm going to make a prediction of a top 3, and to be honest, I'm going to go primarily, I think, I'm going to throw a driver in there from the academy team, but I'm going to predict that Calspur will win. I think Toxic will be second, given he will recover from his TTL F2 shambles, I'm just going to say about that, in terms of his spins out on track, and in terms of the lot of spins out on track, actually, from TTL F2 last night. He should recover. I think he'll finish second, and for third, let's put in TTG Storm, who I think might have a good race for the academy team, might be the best placed for the drivers from the academy. Of course, Lighty in 5th starting could do quite well from the start, but of course the guys on a set of soft compound of tyres will be better off. We're just moments away then from this inter-team battle to start out on track. It's Circa Paul Ricard. We've got Sochi coming up straight after this one, and Calspur will lead us off the line. So the 5 red lights then about to go out here. It's Team TTG versus Team TTG Academy. Lights down, away we go. Calspur gets a very good start. Toxic as well, side by side with Vaporon and Carlsbury early. Dropping down in positions from Honey Badgers. Had a bit of a shocking start, getting swamped there by the blue cars of, I think that's Storm and Maximus going side by side with him and Mashiro. Calspur, oh my goodness me, there's been a huge crash in the background. There's been a really bad desync there. You might have saw the car flipping literally over the car. We've had a bit of PG-18 early here in the inter-team battle. Side by side though between Sean and Lighty. Lighty trying to go around the outside line of Siege, this is. Siege for the main team, of course. And the main team have got a front 5 as Sean has pulled away. Best of the academy guys out in front. It's 4 wide down the straight. Goodness me, look at this. Honey Badger, Mashivo, Lighty, Siege, 4x4. Literally, they go into the corner. 2x2, they will sink into, coming into the chicane. Nord, Lighty has been overtaken there by Honey. Good move there by Honey. Good move there by Siege. Everyone has got clean through, which I'm glad to see. Key is struggling from the back of the field, but Calspur leads 0.2 of a second, but here comes Toxic down on the inside line towards turn 11. These two very, very consistent drivers. Honey Badger is round, I think, through turn 10 there, so Honey Badger is round on the exit of turn 10. Might have just caught a little bit of a moment there with Conti dropping down as well. So a few positions being lost here, Lighty as well, but Toxic right on the back of Carlsberg for the lead of the race. So the main team currently fill the front 4 positions. It is Carlsberg who leads the way at the end of lap 1, from Toxic in second, Carlsberg in third, who has gained a position on Vaporon, and Vaporon in fact has lost the position. So Sean in 5th, Mashiro in 6th, there is Siege in 7th, right on board though is Mashiro, just trying to juke Siege out of the slipstream, not going to be close enough though down into turn 1. He's in a bit of a blue sandwich if I've got to be honest out on track. Siege, the only main team car really within the top 7 that is succincted round by the Academy team, because Sean, Mashiro are ahead, Siege, and then it's Lighty, Maximus and Storm for the Academy team. So currently 007 Professional and Honey Badger, who at that moment through turn 10 to recover the car, which I'm glad to say, 007 Professional and Honey Badger maybe letting the main team down, currently out on track. Toxic right on the back of Carlsberg. We've seen these two fight before in TTL F1. Can Toxic get the move done down the inside? He can, so Toxic is through, down into the lead of the race. Carlsberg will try and switch it back through chicane Node, but he's not quite close enough. Carlsberg in third, Vaporon in fourth. It's pretty much a repeat of TTL F1 this, to be honest. Carlsberg right on the back of Toxic, just ahead, coming through turn 10, taking flat out through here. Carlsberg right on the back of Toxic, holds fire for now, and he's still in the lead of the race. Carlsberg trying to look it down the inside line at turn 11. Not quite close enough. Carlsberg right on board with the Finn here in third. Vaporon in fourth. Sean, Mashiro and Siege looking quicker actually than the guys ahead now. Mashiro just running wide. I was defending TTL F1 League 2 champion, of course. And now Siege is right on the back. And Siege, who put up a storming performance in TTL F2 last season, hoping to try and reclaim some positions ahead. Mashiro just ahead of him. A little bit of a contact moment there. Mashiro just going a little bit slower than Siege was expecting, I think, there. And now they're on to lap 3. So the DRS now will be enabled. Mashiro pulling the way down the straight though. The Japanese man has got a very good setup underneath him by the looks. And he remains fire in 6th position currently. We filter through down the field. The 007 Professional gets the move done on Maze possibly. It is Academy against Team TTG main team here, and the Academy swamping 007 Professional. Maze hanging on in there, and he stays in 11th position. So we're right on board with this battle. We'll go on board with the battle for the lead as well, and the battle for 3rd and 4th between Carlsberg and Vaporon out on track. But the main team currently look like they've got the top 4 positions pretty much as they were. Professional though on the back of Maze, just seen up towards the chicane. Carlsberg not getting the move done there on Toxic. Further up the field though, Maximus is going to go past Lighty, so Maximus gains the position on Lighty. And Storm right on the back of this as well. Maze, 007 Professional, side by side, into chicane Node. 007 racing very well, I've got to say, attributing himself on Project Cars into Formula 1 for I think the first time I've seen him actually on the game. And Professional now down on the inside line, coming through turn 10. He should get the move done here, and he has. The 007 Professional is through on Maze. Great racing here actually tonight, and Conti goes through on Key as well, so he's up into 13th position out on track. Let's go on board then with the battle for the lead as Toxic leads by 0.3 of a second from Carlsberg in 2nd, Carlsberg in 3rd, Vaporon in 4th, and that is Carlsberg actually coming into the pit. So Carlsberg into the pit lane very early, I've got to say, if I've got to be honest. Hoping the tyres going, and Lighty, sorry, is into the pit as well, so he picks up a 5-second time penalty. It's side by side running down, or much between Toxic and Carlsberg. Recovers that. Great recovery there by Vaporon out on track. I'm not sure why on earth the telemetry and the lap data have been disabled there. Carlsberg though right on the back of Toxic out on track. Siege is beginning to catch Mashiro as well. Conti did manage to get that move done as well on Key. Carlsberg and Lighty are out of the pits, or soon to be out of the pits. Honey Badger might go past Lighty here. He does, so Honey Badger is getting position on Lighty. Running down then towards chicane Nord. That turns 8 and 9. We'll cut on board with the battle for just in behind for 4th. This is between Mashiro and Sean, 2 TTG Academy drivers going at it here. And Mashiro gets the move done. The sails past Sean, he's up into 4th position and doing best currently out of the Academy team out on track. Siege right on the back of Sean. Maximus, Mace has got through as well on Key, just to point out, and I think Key actually might have had a bit of a mistake. Yeah, Mace has gone past, I think, clean sailing down the inside onto the straight. But Mashiro, Sean and Siege, 4th, 5th and 6th currently out on track. Remember, we've got another race to come after this. It is Russia, the Sochi Autodrome. Siege right on the back of Sean, looking very good, I've got to say, the action out on track. We've seen really clean racing, and this is what we like to promote here, of course, in TTL F1 and in all of our leagues as well, and in this inter-team battle. Our drivers are clean and quick. And I think that's what's being shown here tonight. Carlsberg, Vaporon, Mashivo, Maximus, Conti all into the pits. They're going pretty much as how I expected, to be honest, onto a set of medium compound of tyres. So they now go on to that medium set of compound of tyres. Key right on the back of Maisel running down towards turn 1. Can the medium compound of tyres get through on the softs? He can. Key is through and he's up into 6th position out on track. Quite a good move there by Key to get the inside line. Maze's tyres maybe just going off. Carlsbury, by the way, has undercut Carlsberg and should undercut Toxic as well. So Carlsbury now into the net lead of the race, as Carlsberg, of course, was right on the back of Toxic before he came into the pits. Second and third, though, about to do battle. It's Siege against Sean. One TTG main team driver, one TTG Academy driver. Down in towards Chicane Nord once again for the 5th time. Sean and Siege. These two very good rivals, I've got to say, out on track. I think they had a good battle in Bahrain in TTL F2 a couple of weeks ago. And Siege right on the back of Sean, trying to repay Sean, I think, for the battle that they had in Bahrain. And Siege trying to get onto the back now of Sean. Of course, we are running the multiplayer cars here. No Formula 1 teams, so no Mercedes, no Ferrari. And you can tell which team is in which. So remember, if you're just tuning in, TTG main team in the red, TTG Academy in the blue. It's as simple as that. I didn't want to be very confused, to be honest. Oh, it's nearly side by side into the pit lane between Sean and Siege to get the car stopped. Toxic, by the way, is into the pits from the lead of the race as well. So Toxic then into the pits. Carlsbury, by the way, is just coming through the final couple of corners now. He's into turn 14. Toxic right at the bottom of the pit lane here. Comes out, not held up within the pit lane. So 007 Professional now leads from Key in 2nd. Toxic, there is Carlsbury, and there is Carlsberg coming past him on the left-hand side here. And he's going to be out behind them. So Toxic has lost a position. Has lost 2 positions, in fact, to Carlsbury and Carlsberg. So the undercut in these multiplayer cars working to perfection. So now Carlsbury, because of his earlier pit stop, now leads out on track here tonight. So Carlsbury leads from Carlsberg in 2nd. They're in 3rd, 4th and 5th at the minute, but this is for a net lead of the race out on track. And I'll stress that enough. It is for the net lead of the race, not for the positions out on track. So Carlsbury leads in 3rd position currently. Carlsberg in 4th. Toxic in 5th. Carlsberg beginning to gain on Carlsbury. Main team, as I say, dominating. Vaporon, by the way, got out ahead of Mashiwa quite comfortably. 3.5 seconds separating the guys just in behind. Honey Badgers picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings up through turn 2. And look at this, Carlsberg and Carlsbury side by side. We normally see these two battling out in TTL F1, but Carlsberg gets the inside line, gets the move done. A little bit late actually on the turn in. Toxic is trying to go up the inside here of Carlsbury as well. The Finn and the Brit go side by side through turn 11. Hardly any room left there, but great racing between them both. That is what we like to see. Carlsbury hanging it right on the outside of Toxic and maintains the position, but he is now coming under pressure because the guys on the fresher set of tyres will begin to warm in quicker rather than Carlsbury. His tyres have already warmed up, so they're just going to degrade now from this point. In Carlsberg and Toxic's case, these guys will only beginning to get the wear into the tyres now. Carlsberg, Newcastle slap the race, 32.9 in the multiplayer cars. And we are pretty much halfway now. 007 Professional leads from Key in 2nd, Carlsberg 3rd, with Carlsbury 4th, Toxic in 5th. Got a battle happening down towards turn 1. Siege getting through on Maximus. Siege gaining a position on Maximus. That could be for a net 7th position out on track. The Siege getting through on Maximus. Maximus not going to give up this one without a fight. And they hang on in there. Maximus right on the back. You can see actually Toxic on the back of Carlsbury just in the background of shot as they filtered through onto the Mistral straight. Carlsberg though hanging on in position, and Carlsbury and Toxic not getting any closer out on track. Remember, these cars do have the ERS and the DRS, and Toxic right on the back of Carlsbury out on track. We go back on board though with Maximus, who is trying to chase down Siege once again, and Siege actually beginning to chase down Sean. So Sean and Maximus putting up a good fight for the Academy team currently. They're trying to get Siege into a position where I think he'll be boxed in a blue sandwich, quite literally, because the Academy team will be hoping that they can just try and play this a little bit more tactically than the guys on the main team. The main team obviously should have the pace on paper to really attribute themselves to the race and to really, well, I think dominate, I've got to be honest, out on track. I think that's the right word to describe the main team. Academy team obviously out on track. Got some very quick guys in the academy team as well, but they're not at the pace as the main team. But of course, remember, it's a team event. It is not for personal pride out on track. It's a team event. It's a little bit of fun. It's an inter-team battle. And I've got to say, so far, from what I've been seeing, and this is the first time I've commentated on an inter-team battle, apart from the mini-league, really, really good stuff out on track. And Siege on the back of Sean. But as Siege picks up a 3-second time penalty, actually Toxic as well picked up a 3-second time penalty. He's now on the back of Carlsbury. Carlsbury beginning to pull away now from Carlsbury. Now running down the Mistral straight. Has Toxic got the speed to try and get close enough to Carlsbury? But Toxic really stuck in a rut, I think, at this stage. Both of these guys stuck in a bit of a DRS trend just behind Carlsbury. They're not getting close enough to each other. They're pretty much looking quite even, if I've got to be honest as well. Siege trying to look on Sean. Not going to be quite close enough. Oh, and Maximus is down the inside here with Siege. Oh, never going to work there, Maximus. A little bit too bold, I think, down the inside. He's going to be joined just in front, I think, of Storm that was. And Storm has now got through. And Toxic, by the way, has got through on Carlsbury. So Toxic has got the move done on Carlsbury. Key, I think, has gone through on Lighty as well. So a lot of position changes there. Conti ahead of Maze as well. But Key on a set of softs now trying to drag Lighty into play. Especially with Maximus underneath the spin. 007 Professional, by the way, into the pits. It's put it on lap 8. As expected, I think, for a set of mediums and compared to the set of softs. Key is the only one out on track with a set of soft compound of tyres on. But 007 will come in on a set of softs. And he's about to exit the pit lane. He's going to be actually well involved in this, I think, when he comes out of the pit lane. Should be around these guys, I think, coming around the final corner. So 007, we're right on board with him. He's towards the end of the pit lane. Storm and Maximus will filter through, and I think he's just going to maybe rejoin just ahead of Key here. Storm down the Maximus down the inside of Storm gets the move done. So Maximus getting the move done on Storm. 007 Professional on cool tyres ahead of Key. So both soft compounder tyres running, and Key has actually got the move done on 007. So Key getting the move done. Completely missed that. I didn't think he was going to pull it off, to be honest, but Key with fresher tyres is through on 007. So that is a position gain for the academy team, and 007 running in 11th position currently, but has really attributed himself very well from, remember, CRC, Project Cars, where you normally see him in normal time. He's racing here in F1, but certainly the first time I've seen him race. He's running on the back of Key as they approach the chicane node once again on lap 9 out of 13. Maze getting through on Conti, just in behind as well. So Maze getting through on Conti. Both academy drivers swapping positions. 007 right on the back of Key, you can tell. Look at the speed actually different. Look at the speed difference of the softs compared to the mediums. The fresher tyres. Storm trying to fight down the inside there of Maximus as well. Filtering through turn 11. And aiming towards turn 12 once again. Circa pull the card. I don't think I've seen any contact out on track. A little bit of tap there maybe from Key on Storm. But relatively speaking, it's fantastic racing. And 007 Storm trying to not let 007 Professional through here. And I think he's misjudged that completely. Storm misjudges that. He could get the switch back at the exit of turn 15, the final corner. He's not going to get the move done though. He's let 007 Professional through. And what could that do to the main team and the academy standings by the end of this race? Oh, 007's gone into the back of Key. 007 into the back of Key. Good sportsmanship shown there though. Key into the wall. I think he's got right side end plate damage as well. He has. Lighty and Storm were side by side. They're not now. And Key is going to be weighted up, I think, by 007. He certainly tried to wait up for him, but 007 now fleeing the scene, I think is best to describe that. Hopefully he will be able to wait up for Key. Just a little bit of momentary lapse of concentration. Maybe 007 was expecting him to go a little bit quicker through the corner. Probably just a racing incident right there. Toxic right on the back of Carlsberg. And out on track, Toxic on the back of the leader. Out on track. Carlsberg's just lost a little bit of time now to these guys out on track. And we're at a start lap 11, so 3 more laps to go, including, after this one, 3 more laps to go. Carlsberg leads, but Toxic in second. These two, I think, know each other relatively well within the league racing community, and I think these guys are going to put on a show for the lead of the race here in the inter-team battle. But you can tell, no ERS usage there down the straight from Toxic, not getting any closer to Calsper. I think these guys are waiting and probably thinking of the battle for the supremacy of who will win between the main team and the academy team. I think fair play to Toxic. He's really delivering a good performance here, as I've got to say, as I think all drivers are here tonight in the first race. They've driven really well out on track. Key, by the way, is into the pits to replace that right side end plate damage. Sean is through on Siege. That is through turns 3 and 4, I think. Toxic though on the back of Calsper, and this could be a change for the lead of the race. Toxic at the outer line. Calsper hardly giving him any room. He slots back in, and Toxic through, and he's into the lead of the race. So he's through, and he's into the lead. Toxic on Calsper. Doesn't really make a difference, I think, for the main team, because they just swap positions in terms of drivers, and the main team is not swapping positions, or swapping positions there. They will still get the same points total no matter what. Sean on the back. Sean under pressure now from Siege. Main team against Academy. And the main team driver of Siege to the inside line here on Sean, but slots back in. Never going to get the run through turn 10, I don't think. So they hang fire, and Sean and Siege 6th and 7th. But again, a very good battle between these two out on track. We're about to start the penultimate lap of the race here. Toxic and Calsper flooding through the final corner there, passing the new pit lane entrance. Toxic leads the way though from Calsper in second. Is Calsper getting any closer down towards turn 1? He's not. Maybe these guys. What's to come in TTL F1 tomorrow night, of course. I will come on to TTL F1 at the end of this stream. Siege though on the back of Sean. Just having a bit of a poo run actually out of the final corner, Siege, and he's dropped off the back of Sean. 4.5 tenths down in towards turn 1. Doesn't really look like he's got the straight line speed setup. Might be going for more of a cornering setup than a straight line speed setup, I think, out on track for Siege, and that is why he is just losing a little bit of time. Sean down the straight, it's side by side for the lead of the race though. Calsper through on Toxic. Very easy move there by Calsper. Gets it done even before halfway down the straight. So Calsper gets the move done, and he's into the lead of the race. Good overtaking here out on track. Conti in the meantime on the back of Maze, and this could be quite a good battle between these two. Both academy drivers, but they've had a fair share of their battles in the past, especially in TTL F1 League 2. And Conti and Maze on the back of each other, both in 13th positions. And currently out on track, these guys will be scoring 9 and 8 points respectively for their teams. So I will try and my best to have a look at the point system and to try and add up what points each team does have. 007, by the way, is on the back of Storm and Light T. This could be a very interesting battle for 9th and 10th. Of course, 9th gets 12 points, 10th gets 11, and 11th gets 10. This is all up for grabs here. 007, of course, looking quicker than Storm and Light T out on track. But can the American find his way through on Storm out on track? Can the CRC man get the move done? We're on to the final lap of the race, by the way. Calsper now leading by 0.4 of a second from Toxic in second. Calsbury third, Vapor in fourth. Machineal doing best of the academy team in fifth. But Siege trying to get the move done here around the outside of turn 1. Good respect shown between them both. I've got to be honest, I think Siege should have tried to go for the move there, and he's now going to try and switch it back down towards the inside of turn 3. But he's going to have to wait, I think, for the straight to really come in there. 007 Professional having to prove one out of turns 1 and 2. Storm and Light T fighting out for 9th and 10th. And the stairs they are. Lead battle says that there's a 0.3 of a second. Conti and Maze not looking close enough. But can Siege get the run now on Sean? Down the Mistral straight. Siege to the inside line. Has he got the speed to try and get the move done? He's got the car ahead going into the corner. Sean around the outside line though. Both of them gaining each other room, and Sean pulls off a fantastic move, but Siege on the switchback. It's going to be side by side up the hill towards turn 10. Who has got the superior run up the hill? It looks like it's Siege, and Siege is going to have the position here, or is he? Sean around the outside line. Favour the outside line through turn 10. Siege has got the move done, I think. He's got about 3/4 of the car ahead. Sean around the outside though. Much later on the brakes, gets the move done. There's a yellow flag in behind. I think Key has dropped down past Honey Badger, but through the final corner it's Calsper to take it. Calsper wins. Toxic second at front 4 for the main team. Colsbury eventually second. Vaporon will finish in 4th. Wow, what a battle, and it's still going on between Sean and Siege in behind. Mashiva will finish 5th. Best of the team battle out on track for the academy team. Sean will finish in 6th, Siege in 7th, Sean gains on Mashiva actually, Siege with penalties in 7th, Maximus across the line in 8th, Lighty 9th, Storm under pressure from 007 towards the line. They gain positions, Lighty with a 5-second unserved time penalty. Conti across the line in 12th. Maze was the one that dropped down late on, so I saw a mistake early on in the lap. It was Honey Badger getting past Maze. So Honey Badger getting past Maze. Maze actually jumps Honey Badger on penalties. And Key, well, it's unfortunate for him. I think he picked up foaming damage in that collision with 007. And he had to come into the pits to repair his right tail end plate damage. But he will come across the line to finish in 15th position and to pick up those 6 points available for 15th place. Every one round, Key coming across the line there to finish off in 15th. But the front four, all main team drivers. So you can probably appreciate who's going to be out in front in the team battle out on track as we go into Russia for round 2. But it's that man to the top step of the podium, Kalsper, who takes it here out on track. Toxic drove a very good race. Colsbury in second. Maybe shifting alliances with his race suit actually out on track. He's wearing a blue race suit rather than a red and white suit. Maybe a little bit of a Judas situation going on there for Colsbury. But out on track he delivered well for the main team and finished in second. Toxic with the penalty down in third. And Vaporon finishing in 4th. So that's the end of race 1 for this inter-team battle, and it's Kalsper who takes the win from Colsbury in second with no penalties. Toxic in third, Vaporon in 4th. Main team first, second, third and 4th. Sean in 5th. Best of the Hero in 6th and Siege in 7th position. With Maximus in 8th, Storm in 9th, 7 Professional in 10th. So 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 all Academy. 7 Professional in 10th for the main team. Lighty in 11th. Conti in 12th, both for the Academy team as well. Maze for the Academy in 13th. Honey Badger for 14th for the main team. And in 15th was Key out on track. And just to correct myself there, Siege in the main team. So Siege 7th for the main team. 5th and 6th Academy. 8th and 9th Academy as well as a result of that. So that's the end of race 1 here. France has been completed and we're getting straight into Russia at the Sochi Autodrome. So let's preview the track then. 18 turns out on track. There are 2 DRS zones, very similar to France of course. One down through the kink at turn 1, down towards turn 2 and towards where the main fountain is through and towards the Fish Stadium at turn 4. Then there is a DRS zone down towards the Olympic Village through 10, 11 and 12 down towards the end of the middle sector. Again, a very technical circuit, especially through the middle sector. Turns 13, 14, 15 and 16. That right combination out on track. Very, very difficult to try and get the power through the corners then, especially in these multiplayer cars. It might just be similar to like the F2 cars, like you'll probably see in TTL F2 at the towards the end of this season for TTL F2. The cars will tend to lose a little bit of traction, tend to lose a little bit of multiplayer cars. I think will be among the same boat here, but on a lesser scale. That's what I think is happening there. There's the ice hockey arena, by the way. There is the Olympic Park. There's the ice hockey arena just off into the distance there. And that is the Fish Stadium, where the Olympic ceremony, of course, hosted. Sochi, right by the sea, by the Red Sea, I think, out there in Russia. So we are here tonight for the Russian Grand Prix, for this inter-team battle. I think I'm under the impression main team are taking it in towards race 2. And I will check the comment section to see how you guys are doing as part of this inter-team battle tonight. Looking at everyone, Recon saying hello. Good evening to Recon. Hopefully you're doing well. Toxic disappointed with his penalties out on track. It was unfortunate, but still a top 4 performance from all 4 of the top 4 in that race were main team drivers. So that's all that matters, I think, in terms of that. Key saying I had front wing damage, and Mashiro saying so glad Sean was P5, he ran out of fuel. Mashiro ran out of fuel right at the end of the race there, and I think that's why actually he was jumped by Sean in 5th position. So then, we are here for the Russian Grand Prix for race 2. There is the roller coaster and the fun park in the distance there, as we are about to get underway once again for more action out on track. And we go on board with our defending TTL F2 champion. It's Honey Badger, who delivered a very good performance last night, of course, in Spain Honey Badger then through turn 1. There's the Fish Stadium on the left-hand side, well off in the distance. And there is the ice hockey arena on the right-hand side. Honey Badger down towards turn 2. Very tricky turns 2 and 3. Looking good. I think Key has invalidated his lap, but Honey Badger well up there early. And this, I think, is a track that will favour him the most. Through the turn 3 hairpin, now through turn 4, looking very nice there, the Fish Stadium on the left-hand side. There's the ice hockey arena on the left-hand side as well. Now towards the lowest point on the track, through turn 6, and then through towards 7 and 8 out on track. And it's looking currently quite good for Honey Badger out on track. Now through 7, and then in towards turn 8 here, and then 9 on the exit. A double left-hander here. Or just losing the back end. Good recovery. And now coming, there's the Olympic Village just in front. Now through turn 10. Honey Badger again, just looking a little bit unstable on the back end. Now opens up the DRS straight. On the second DRS straight here. Opening the DRS zone. And now he's through turn 11 and into 12 in the end of the middle sector. 104.9 through the middle. He's on a set of soft compounded tyres. As is everyone actually out on track. 007 struggling with light E towards the bottom end. But Honey Badger coming through 15 and 16 now. Two very tricky corners out on track. Hanging off camber through there. And now towards the double right at 17 and 18. They're on the mountains, of course, where the skiing was hosted in the 2014 Winter Olympics. Honey Badger now through 17 and 18. Carlsberg takes it, and my God, he's taken it by quite a margin of 0.5 of a second out on track. So Carlsberg, Toxic and Honey Badger, top 3 again for the main team. And I'll run you through, of course, from main team to Academy, who's in what position. So Carlsberg takes it from Toxic 2nd, Honey Badger 3rd, Siege in 4th, Vape1 in 5th, Cosby 6th, and utter domination, I think, out on track from the main team. 6. Top 6, all main team drivers. Vape1 and Cosby, by the way, 1,000th of a second separating their times out on track. Mashivo bets of the Academy in 7th, then it's Storm in 8th from Conti in 9th, Sean in 10th, Maze at 11th, so they're all Academy. 007 Professional, Maximus and Key and Light T also getting their lap times invalidated. 007, the only driver out of those guys for the main team. Maximus, Key and Light T, all for the Academy team, well down the back of the field again. Picking up some unfortunate invalidations down on track, but as I think is the nature of the track, you can probably appreciate why these drivers have picked up invalidations out on track. So then, we're back into the pit lane and we are back here for the 30-second countdown for the formation lap to begin. And really, it is going to be quite an interesting race, I think, out on track. We're here at the Sochi Autodrome, and if you are just tuning in and wondering what this is, it is the Interteam battle between TTG main team and TTG Academy. And I, of course, and James said, of course, filling in here tonight to commentate you guys through the action in what is now known as the lockdown world. And I'm sure you guys are enjoying the stream, and if you are, do show your support, of course, for the guys out on track, for both teams, for me in the comments in the commentary box as well here tonight. I have got a bit of a sore throat developing. I'm going to get through without a drink. By God, I will do that. 13 laps, I think, await the drivers here again out on track tonight. And yeah, 13 laps again. So very similar, I think, in terms of strategy, we will see in terms of the softs and the mediums. And again, we've got about the same split compared to what we had last time around in France. Looking at the pure red domination, I think, towards the front end of the field. Carlsberg, Toxic, Honey Badger, your top 3. Remember, top 6 out of the 6 drivers at the top are part of the main team. Mashivo, Storm, Conti, Sean and Maze, all part of the Academy team. And looking through the strategies, and Maze as well, they're in 11th position, part of the main part of the Academy team. 007 is the only one out of the main team that is not within the top 10. Quite an interesting statistic there, and he's out of the top 7 in fact as well. He's down there in 12th. 007 Key, very similar to what they did in France, set of mediums, probably to around lap 7, lap 8 before the guys start to pit in. Lighty as well, interestingly, going for a set of medium compound tyres, probably to alternate the strategy, and the mediums to softs I find are the quickest strategy around here. Now, I said that it's only about a couple of seconds difference between the strategies, but once you get onto that set of softs, once they grain into the track out on track, they really come alive, and I think the softs will, the medium guys will not be underestimated towards the second half of the race. And if we get the driving like we did in France, where we had a majority clean racing, I think the only collision we caught was Professional and Key in that battle down towards turn 1, and Maximus as well involved in that collision. Out on track, it should be proving to be a very good night's worth of action. Lighty just a little bit way off the field by the looks, but Carlsberg and Toxic lead us through the final 2 corners. Now, be wondering what I'm going to go for top 3. Well, I am going to go for top 3 again. I'm going to go very similar, I think. To be honest, I'm going to go a bit of a main team theme here tonight. Carlsberg for the win, Toxic for second, and I think Vaporon will finish in third. I think he's got a good drive in him. Has Vaporon. There is Lighty just coming around the final corner. He will join onto his grid slot on the 15th position. And the VTB Russian Grand Prix, the VTB sponsored Russian Grand Prix, about to get underway here for the inter-team battle between Team TTG Academy and Team TTG main team. Private Lifestyle and about to go out here in Russia, and it's light down, and away we go. Carlsberg gets a very good start. Toxic and Honey Badger as well, off to the line well, and they'll pretty much filter through like a snake. 3 wide in the background between Carlsberg, Siege and Vaporon down towards turn 1. A sea of blue in the behind. There's been a collision. Not sure who that is involving. Maze is out of the race. 007 Professional has been caught up in that incident as well. So Professional and Maze caught up in that. Maximus has ran through turn 1 as well. Carlsberg leads the way. Toxic right on the back here. Down towards turn 2, and a bit of desync. They're actually out on track. Carlsberg and Toxic come together, and the bollard sent flying. Little bit of a lag spike there between them both. It looks like Carlsberg's got left side end plate damage as well. I'll confirm that in a minute. And he has left side end plate damage for Carlsberg out on tracks. He's going to be holding up a right old cluster here. Carlsberg down the inside then takes the lead of the race here in Russia. Maximus has got onto the back, by the way, of Professional. Mashiro, I think, might have been caught up in an incident as well. But now the Sea of Red makes its way down towards the turn 12-13 complex. Carlsberg leading the way from Carlsberg in second. Carlsberg to the inside line. He's still fighting with that front wing damage. And Carlsberg holds on to the lead of the race out on track. Unfortunately, I think, between Professional and Maze, it just really captured, I think, the start that Maze had. He had a very good start. He was nearly through on Professional. It looked like Professional and Maze just got caught up at the wrong point out on track. Carlsberg is into the pit lane, and I think he's going to be coming in for a set of hard compound tyres. Maze leaves the session, unfortunately, out on track. But Carlsberg, I should say, leads the way out on track by 7 tenths of a second. And Honey Badger in second, Toxic third, Vaporon fourth, Siege in fifth, Storm in sixth. The top 5 currently for the main team. Storm in 6th. Key just trying to pull out there on Sean for 7th and 8th. Mighty up into 9th. Conti in 10th. Carlsberg, Maximus, Mashiro and Professional all called up in early incidents. Key is right on the back of Sean. Nearly lagging inside there, I think. And Lighty actually lagging as well slightly. A little bit of a decent going on here for the second race. But Carlsberg leads the way. Honey Badger in second ahead of Toxic. Toxic caught up in that collision. He didn't pick up any from wing damage, which I think is fortunate for him. And Toxic currently in third position. Vaporon in fourth. To be honest, my prediction of a top 3 has gone out the window with the early contact, but Carlsberg leads the way, and the main team currently dominating. They fill out the first 5 positions out on track. Carlsberg leading from Honey Badger second. Toxic third, Vaporon fourth. Siege in fifth. We're put on board though with Light T, who was right on the back of Key. And look at the speed that the Germans got compared to the Brits. Key forced off on the outside line, forced in for a mistake there by his teammates out on track. And Lighty through, and he's up into 8th position. Key just completely locked up into the corner. And now he's through, and he's up down into 9th position. Conti in 10th. But Carlsberg beginning to dominate out in front. Toxic though, right on the back of Honey Badger, who slides out of the final corner. This is an opportunity now for Toxic to try and bridge in the gap. But remember, the DRS will be opened, and Honey Badger not going to defend that one. And Toxic is through, and he's up into P2 out on track. These two, of course, had very simultaneous spins last night in TTL F2, which I'm sure they want to gloss over as Toxic nearly goes into the wall. Goodness me, I've nearly cursed him again for the second night in a row there. Toxic, goodness me. How on earth he's recovered that is duty, I think. to his pure skill out on track. My God, that was a good recovery there by Toxic. He could have easily lost a bit of front wing, but talent prevails in that. Toxic second, Honey Badger now third, so he gets the move done. He had a moment to spare as well through turn 1 and 2, but he's third, he's up to second. Honey Badger in third out on track. Storm beginning to pressurise Siege, and Storm had a good race around here, remember, in TTL F1, where we had the instant classic between himself and Mashiro. Storm is on the back of Siege, and these two could easily produce an instant classic out on track. It is main team against Academy team here for 5th and 6th. Siege defending the inside line. Storm not getting close enough. Cautious his middle name. Oh, and there's a spinner. Honey Badger is round through turn 13 and 14. Honey Badger has recovered the car, I think, out on track. Vaporon caught up in that as well. Fortunate for Vaporon, I think, wrong place at the wrong time. So the main team beginning to struggle, I think, out on track. Honey Badger especially, that back end, it just looked very loose in qualifying when we caught on board with this lap. It looks even looser now out on track. He hasn't got any front wing damage, but he's going to put in for an alternate strategy. Vaporon, I think, had right side end plate damage, if I'm not mistaken. We'll come on board though with Siege and Storm, and Conti is out of the race, and he's gone through the final corner actually. It was that in the pit lane. Conti, I think, has crashed out through the final corner. Trying to run on board then with Calspers. He's coming towards that point now. Has he lost it through the final corner, I wonder, Conti? He has. He's lost it well down. How's he lost that, Conti? That's a very weird place to have a moment. Not sure if there was a little bit of trouble maybe for his setup or for his wheel. But Conti out of the race. It's amazing. Conti out of the race. Academy down 2 drivers. So now distinct advantage towards the main team here. And looking good out on track. It's Cosbury who leads from Toxic in second. These two now have the run of the race. From Siege in third. With Storm in fourth. Sean in 5th position. Hopefully you guys enjoying the action out on track. The driving standards in the second race a little bit lacking compared to the first race, but very good still by all drivers out on track. Maze just purely coming in with a comment there and saying, well, Professional and Maze, sure there will be words exchanged possibly after that, and hopefully nothing more and nothing less than words and an apology for the incident. Storm on the back of Siege, and Storm actually decides to come into the pit lane. Very tricky pit lane actually. We are going through a 90-degree corner there. The Storm gets us stopped in time. Sean now freed up for 4th position. He can now try and close in on Siege. It's these two again. Siege and Sean for 3rd and 4th. Calsberg, by the way, is still in 9th position. Set of mediums can last quite a long time here out on track. He's beginning to reel in Vaporon as well. Very close to the apex there at turn 16. A little bit too close, I think, for comfort. Calspur coming through turn 17, trying to hunt down Vaporon. Storm and Lighty are coming out of the pit lane, so Storm is going to be out ahead of Vaporon, and I don't think Lighty is going to be ahead of Calspur. Looking at these guys, it could be side by side, it is going to be side by side. Calspur with the overspeed is going to have this, so Calspur with the overspeed has this, surely, and yes, he's got it. So he's up into 8th position. Lighty on a set of soft compounder tyres, just needs to rubber them in first. Cracking on with his race out on track. Vaporon though on the back of Storm, and Storm actually has undercut, I think, Vaporon out on track. The undercut quite potent around here in Russia. Track extension there from Vaporon. It's right on the back though of Storm. This is for 6th and 7th currently out on track. If you are just tuning in and don't know what this is an inter-team battle between TTG main team and TTG Academy. Currently, I think main team has the advantage coming into this second race here in Russia. Oh, and Vaporon having a bit of a moment through there. Good recovery there, good catch by Vaporon, better known, of course, in the league racing community as Dark Bolt. And somehow he recovered that. Similar to a save by Toxic and by Honey Badger in qualifying as well. Key into the pits. Will now free up Storm and Vaporon, I think. He should come up behind Lighty, I think, in all of this, if I'm not mistaken, and getting my facts right. Toxic, by the way, catching on Carlsbury. A second separating the guys now out on track. It's Toxic looking quicker than Carlsbury. There's still top 3 separating by the main team. Oh, and Vaporon catches a drift through the final corner. Good recovery once again there. Now opens up Calspur for an opportunity. Vaporon not falling out of the DRS range there. Calspur beginning to get closer. He's got a good straight line speed set up on the car. He's not going to get close enough to Vaporon. He just runs a little bit deep and has to really cut the corner there. That is track extension if I've ever seen it. Vaporon, I think it looked like he was going to get through the corner okay, if I've got to be honest. Calsper round the back of Vaporon. It's Storm under pressure now. The Academy driver, Storm, will be feeling a lot of pressure here out on track. But if there's anybody that can deliver a good performance out on track for the TTG Academy team, it is Storm, who really produced a masterclass in TTL F1 League 2 or TTSL last season against Mashiro in that awesome battle that me and Malc commentated on last season. Toxic just running a little bit too deep there for the battle for the lead between Carlsbury and Toxic. Both these guys continuing on, so they're going on to another lap. Carlsbury and Toxic currently lead the way. We go back on board though. We're the battle for fifth because Storm is under sustained pressure here from Vaporon. Vaporon to the outside line. Maximus is retired out of the race. That is through turn 6, I think, out on track. And Storm is going to have to defend this hard from Calsper. Storm trying to produce a masterclass to try and get through on Vaporon. Down the inside and towards turn 15, not going to work. So Vaporon through then on Storm. Next up Calsper and Light T right on the back as well. So, 2 Academy, 2 main team. Find it out for 5th position out on track. Vaporon getting away, but the yo-yo effect will begin to happen down the straight. And Storm has got a good opportunity here to run back at Vaporon down the straight. And you can tell he opens up the DRS now. Is he going to be quite close enough? Carlsberg right on the back. Look at the double toe that Carlsberg's getting. It could be 3 wide down towards turn 1 in a minute. Carlsberg down the inside of Storm. Gets the move done, and Storm had no way to try and recover that one. And Carlsberg now trying to go around the outside of Vaporon. This is through turn 3. Carlsberg on the outside of Vaporon. Can he get the move done? He has. Carlsberg around the inside line through turn 4. Gets the move done. We normally see opportunistic moves like that around the outside of turn 3. This time it's no exception. And now Carlsberg is in up to 5th position, and there's been a change for the lead as well. Toxic now ahead of Carlsbury. He's beginning to struggle maybe with the tyre wear. So Toxic and Carlsbury dominating out in front. Siege as well in 3rd. Sean in 4th, still yet to pit in. Carlsberg could be in with a top 3 chance here. Carlsbury changes his mind. He was going to go out for another lap. He realises Toxic's coming in ahead of him. So both of them into the pits. No warning picked up there or anything coming down as Vaporon is on the back of Carlsberg. Breaking into the pit lane, of course, no penalties picked up there. Vaporon right on the back of Carlsberg. Look at Light T, and look at Light T's pace. He's right on the back here of the 2 main team drivers. Main team have got something to think about, I think, here, because Light T and Storm and Key beginning to get into contention as well out on track. And I think Storm, oh, there's a spinner in the background, and that is Honey Badger again through the same corner where we lost it. He goes into the pit, he track extends. That is his race, I think, done. Honey Badger, unlucky, I think. He just got caught sideways on the exit of the curve. Carlsberg is going to be he's not going to be side by side by Carlsbury because Toxic and Carlsbury have got ahead out on track, but it is side by side and behind between Sean and Key. Academy team, Sean ahead of Key. Makes the corner, just about. Storm picks up a 3-second time penalty there. But really interesting battle. We could see a lot of overtaking here. Carlsberg trying to get away from Vaporon, but Vaporon on fresher tyres will try and close in that gap. Toxic, by the way, now ahead of Carlsbury. He got past a couple of laps ago, 2 laps ago I think it was now. Toxic getting the move done on Carlsbury, and he now leads on. There's been a bit of a moment there. I think that was from Storm. He has, and Key is through. So Key on the set of softs is through. Storm, is he going to let through Sean as well? Of course, these guys working for the same motive and for the same goal. All in the Academy team, of course, trying to defeat the main team here. And in current terms, the Academy could be outscoring the main team here out on track tonight. In Russia, Light T on the back of Vaporon. Can the German try and get the move done on Vaporon? Don't think he's going to be quite close enough. He could have pulled off of Danny Rick sort of move there. But Light T is still in 6th position. Siege, by the way, into the pits from the lead of the race. Sean has gone through on Storm for 8th position. Siege into the pits then for the main team. He should come out in a relatively comfortable 3rd position, I think, out on track. As he now exits, and there's a yellow flag in Sector 3. Oh, there's been all sorts of carnage here. Vaporon, I think, has spun, similar to what we saw with Honey Badger. And Key has been caught up in that as well, I think. So Key, unfortunate again. Right side end plate damage for Key. Not catching any breaks here tonight. And Vaporon, I think, he must have spun it on the outside curve there. We didn't see that. I'm not sure what happened. I'm sure a POV shot will be better off having a look at that. But Storm on the back of Sean. To 6th and 7th position. Just getting a little bit anxious, I think, on the edge maybe, out on track tonight here for the Interteam battle. It is lap 9 out of 13. Toxic and Carlsbury have been gifted, I think, a great advantage out on track. And Toxic currently leads from Carlsbury, but Carlsper in third has recovered very, very well out on track. Siege in fourth. Main team now had an advantage, and Toxic loses the control of the car. Just about keeps it going. He hasn't picked up any damage, so Toxic has lost the lead of the race. They're still going to be getting the same points as they were, even if they stayed in the same positions. Carlsbury now into the lead of the race. Toxic again, just getting a little bit screwy. I know we mentioned last night in TTL F2 that his setup wasn't really that potent for Spain. Again, I think his setup might be giving him a little bit of trouble here tonight. Siege and Lighty for 4th and 5th. It is main team against academy team. The beautiful reflection of the blue and the red going around out on track. Toxic 3-second company. I think that might be his second one of the race. And Lighty on the back of Siege, 0.5 of a second away. Toxic, I think, just dropping out of the DRS zone. Honey Badger, 3-second time penalty, but is on the back of Key. And actually, we'll go on board with that battle because they're coming down the straight. Honey Badger then on the back of Key. This is for P10 out on track. These two have battled well before, especially in TTL F2, I think, last season, if I'm not mistaken. Honey Badger again just gets caught on the outside. Opposite lock moment there from Honey Badger. Right on the back of the Wolf Key. It is Academy against main team here. 10th and 11th, these guys are battling out for. And 10th and 11th still pay very good points out on track. It's unfortunate that Maximus, Conti and Maze for the Academy didn't keep going because they'd be getting more points than anyone out on track. Honey Badger then on the back of Key, swapped it to the inside line. I think Key should have really tried to defend that through the kink of turn 1, but now through turn 2 and 3, Honey Badger gets the move done even before that. He's through when he's up into 10th. Can Key trying to repay the favour here? There's a yellow flag in sector 2. It's Lighty that is round, so Lighty is round. And a set of soft compound of tyres, Key really hassling Honey Badger there, and unfortunately for Key, he's round. Key is round on the back of Honey Badger. Toxic on the back of Carlsbury. Not sure if there might have been a little bit of a desync there actually. Hopefully we'll get more after that rest of the race. Carlsbury very close, my god, to the back, but Toxic looking quicker than Carlsbury out on track, if I've got to say so myself. Lap 11 out of 13 out on track, and it's Carlsbury who leads the way by 5.5 of a second as he comes across the line. Toxic though within the slipstream, he's 0.5 away. Now through the kink of turn 1, and look at the closing speed of Toxic. Will it be side by side then towards turn 1? Toxic just stays in behind, and I think realising that Carlsbury was always going to maintain the lead of the race, he just slots in and behind. So he's now playing for a bit of a team game here, but I think Toxic will want the personal pride out on track to try and get the move done on Carlsbury for the lead of the race. And these guys might be in a team battle, but of course, normally, what's more common, I think, and I find in inter-team battles, and I watch them and I commentate on them, especially in the mini-league as well, is that personal pride can take pride of place over delivering a team performance out on track. And I think Toxic might be playing for that here tonight. I think he might want the personal pride to beat Carlsbury out on track, give him that confidence towards tomorrow night in TTL F1. Now, Carlsbury on the back of, Toxic on the back of Carlsbury, down towards the braking zone here at turn 12. He's trying to go right around the outside line. He's on the inside line now through turn 12. He does want the personal pride out on track. Toxic around the outside line. Can he get the move done on Carlsbury? It's still side by side through 13 and 14. Round the outside through 15 and 16. And he just about gets the move done. Phenomenal move there by Toxic. That is how you pull off a move here at Sochi. Toxic through. Carlsbury didn't give him any room. They both fought for position. That is how you do it, guys. Toxic and Carlsbury go battle first and second. They swap positions, but Carlsbury I know is going to battle back here. He will have the DRS running down the straight. The Finn against the Brit. TTL F1 meeting here early on. Carlsbury down the inside line on Toxic. Oh, a little bit of a desync there between them both. And Toxic maintains, I think, the lead of the race. Carlsbury on the inside line could have a go here, but Toxic always going to come around off the outside line. He's now through. Lighty by the way into the pit lane. Probably to set the fastest lap of the race, I think. So Lighty into the pits. And Mashiro was on the back of Vaporon as well. Right on board with this actually, Mashiro right on the back. So the Japanese man against the Brit out on track. Vaporon delivering a good performance after his spin earlier on. He's still in 7th. Could be costly points maybe for the main team in terms of that spin. But out on track, it's going to be quite close. Hopefully we do get the point scoring finish between the two teams out on track. Carlsbury though on the back of Toxic for the lead of the race, and Vaporon is round. I think I've cursed him by saying he had a spin. He's had another spin out on track. That is through turn 6 that time. And Vaporon now round, and he's down into 8th. So Machiro gifted 7th position as a result of that. Vaporon again, maybe the setup just costing him out on track tonight. I'm sure there'll be a few comments within the main squad chat about how this race has went. I think for an inter-team battle and the first of its kind to be streamed on the channel, certainly from what I've covered anyways, it's been fantastic, and I think we should definitely repeat this and maybe have a series of it as well. Carlsbury right on the back of Toxic. This is for the lead of the race on the final lap of the race. First and second with the curling arena on the right hand side of the track. Carlsbury, he's going from an absolute mile back to get it done. He just overcooks it slightly. I don't know how to describe that move really. Toxic down the inside line on Carlsbury. Toxic gets the move done down the inside line. Carlsbury fighting for personal pride, and both of them side by side. Toxic is probably thinking, what on earth are you doing out on track? Both of these guys, I think, getting prepared for TTL F1 tomorrow night, as I keep alluding to. Carlsbury now through on Toxic, getting the move back done down the inside of turn 4. These guys are fighting for the team as well. Toxic again, 3rd, I think, 3 seconds on penalty out on track tonight for him. It's going to cost him. I think he could drop down behind Kalsper and Siege. And Kalsper actually has driven really well on 11 lap old mediums. He's in 3rd. He's driven a phenomenally good recovery race. Might be a one to watch tomorrow night in TTL F1. Of course, we've got no Thomas, no Ash, and no Rafa tomorrow night because of the KVR Nations Cup. But Toxic on the back of Carlsbury. This is for personal pride. This is into the final couple of corners, but it looks like Carlsbury now has got the measure of Toxic. Coming around the final 2 corners, and Toxic and Carlsbury come around the final 2 corners now. Carlsbury, I think, is going to take this one out on track, as there's a yellow flag somewhere. Carlsbury wins from Toxic in 2nd. He picks up 4 seconds for the time penalties, and Carlsper is only 300ths off the win in the end. Toxic across the line in 2nd, but has dropped down to 4th as a result of Siege gaining. Sean could gain here. He doesn't. Storm up into 6th. Mashiro going to be coming across the line in 7th. There's Light T that is round through the middle sector. And I think Vaporon was round as well. Honey Badger has gone past him. Yeah, so Honey Badger has gone through on Vaporon. Mashiro across the line in 7th. Sean, Storm and Mashiro should be very proud of their performances for the Academy in this race. Honey Badger in 8th. Few spins crossing out on track, and that is a one-way to cross the line, and Vaporon does the same as well. So Vaporon across the line in 8th, Honey Badger in 9th. We wait for Key, Professional and Light T to come across the line. Key in 10th. Professional going to be coming across the line in 11th, and Light T with right side end plate damage is going to be coming across the line in 12th position. So only the top 12 will matter in terms of the team standings out on track. 007 coming across the line in 11th. Really on the back foot since that collision with Maze, and Light T across the line in 12th. 3 synchronized spins there. I probably give that about a 6 or 7 out of 10 maybe. But out on track, it was great racing again here in Russia, and it is Carlsbury, the man in the blue suit, who I think is meant to be in a red suit, takes the win here tonight, and the Finn takes it out on track with a great win, and that is a sight to behold. The main team filling out the first 4 positions out on track. Carlsbury taking the win for the Finn out on track. Good drive though by Toxic. He finished 4th. I know with the penalties he's going to be quite frustrated, but he drove very well out on track, and a good performance as well from the Siege and from Carlsper to get 2nd place, and only to be denied by 300ths of a second in terms of penalties. Carlsbury then takes the win. Look at Carlsper in 2nd, 300ths of a second from getting the win. Siege in 3rd, Toxic in 4th, top 4 for the main team. Sean, Storm and Mashiro 5th, 6th, 7th for the Academy team. Vaporon and Honey Badger 8th and 9th, so 6 of the top 9 all drivers from the main team. Key in 10th for the Academy, with 007 Professional in 11th from the main team. Lighty in 12th for the Academy, and Maximus, Conti and Maze. 3 DNFs there right at the end for the Academy team. I think the main team have won it in terms of the team battle, Maximus Conti and Maze. But I think it goes a little bit more further than that, to be honest, between these guys. They have produced a one-off event for you guys. The action as a whole, especially I've got to say in France, was phenomenally clean. The action out on track really building, I think, on the morals and on the goals that we try to set here in TTG. And every single driver here out on track, and every single driver in the TTG teams as well, should take note. Even the ones that haven't attended here tonight should take note. This is what it should be like. This is how you produce clean racing, and this is why we have got a good talent pool going forward for all TTL leagues as well. And I think Cosby and Toxic certainly provided us with a bit of a treat there. Maybe an early footnote towards TTL F1 tomorrow night. And TTL F1 tomorrow night, of course, will be brought by the lovely Kieran McGinley and myself. And we're going to be taking you through the action as about that. And I'm going to have a look then at some of the comments that have been coming through, not on the Discord. I'll have a look on Twitter though, and I'll have a look certainly on YouTube. But I'm under the impression that the main team have won it by a bit of a margin out on track. But a phenomenal race out on track. Just looking at some of the comments coming through within the team. Vaporon saying Conti is banned from track choice. I don't think we will be banning anyone for track choice, given it was France and Russia, of course, here tonight. But fantastic action out on track. I would certainly love to see another event like this broadcast on the TTTV channel, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it as well, and especially because we are still in this tricky phase, this tricky thing that is called life because of the coronavirus. I will reiterate, like I always do now at the end of every single stream I do, please stay at home, please stay safe, please protect the NHS by staying at home and saving lives. And I think that is what matters the most, and I'm sure the same will go around for all international health services as well. And of course, tomorrow night is the Clap for Carers at 8 PM. If you guys want to do that, by all means do that. I know we have TTL F1, but Clap for Carers is your way and our way of showing what health professionals are known for. That is protecting lives and saving lives like they do every single day. Thank you though for watching this inter-team battle between the TTG main team and TTG Academy. I have been James Head. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay at home and stay safe. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.